What if one day, without warning, the lights go out across your city? The power grid fails, your phone loses connection, and at the checkout, your card is declined without warning. You rush to the nearest ATM only to find it lifeless. In that moment, the digital money you rely on every day becomes unreachable. This isn't a distant possibility, it's a fragile reality we often overlook. So, what happens when your entire cashless life comes to a halt? Today, we'll uncover the hidden risks of a blackout economy and the practical steps that keep you prepared when the digital world goes dark. Take a second and think. When was the last time you actually used paper cash? For many of us, it's been weeks, maybe even months. Buying coffee, paying for groceries, ordering food, it all happens with a card tap or a phone scan. Even your paycheck probably slides straight into your account without ever touching your hands. We live in a time where money doesn't sit in a wallet. It flows through apps. Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, Apple Pay. They've become the new normal. Convenience is the selling point. You don't fumble for coins or bills anymore. A simple tap, and you're done. But underneath that smooth process, there's a fragile truth. Every tap, every transfer, every online transaction relies on two things we often forget: electricity and the internet. Card readers? They need power. ATMs? Same story. Banking apps? No Wi-Fi, no access. It's easy to feel like digital money is untouchable until the system it depends on stumbles. Here's something eye-opening. Over 80% of all transactions in the US are cashless. That's millions of people living day-to-day with almost no backup plan. It shows how much trust we've placed in a system built on technology that can flicker out in seconds. It feels unstoppable, and that invisible network can go dark at any moment. Now imagine this. Your city goes dark. Maybe it's a storm tearing through power lines or a cyber attack targeting the grid. The lights fade, the internet blinks out, and suddenly, everything you rely on to spend money stops working. The first hit? ATMs and card readers. That little swipe, dip, or tap you count on, dead. The machine that once spit out cash is nothing more than a blank screen. Even in stores that stay open, payment systems freeze, and your card is as useless as a scrap of plastic. Next, online banking. No power means no servers, no Wi-Fi, no mobile data in many cases. Checking your balance? Impossible. Transferring funds? Off the table. The entire system that keeps money moving is paused, and you can't reach what you've earned. And then, the bigger picture, supply chains. Without payment systems, deliveries stall. Stores can't process sales, trucks slow down, and shelves that were full yesterday can empty in hours. If you remember the panic buying and shortages from past blackouts, you know how quickly it unravels. This is no theory. In 2003, the Northeast Blackout stretched across 8 US states and part of Canada, leaving 55 million people without power. ATMs were silent, stores locked their doors, and suddenly, cash ruled the moment, for the few who had it on hand. What starts as a power outage quickly becomes a survival test. But the real danger goes deeper than losing electricity alone. When the power cuts out, the story carries on beyond dark streets. Blackouts open doors to risks we rarely think about, risks that live inside the systems holding our money. First, cybersecurity. Hackers thrive in moments of weakness. When networks struggle, defenses drop, and a single attack can lock accounts, steal data, or freeze services. Even if your balance remains untouched, access can vanish for days. It's less about losing money and more about being shut out from it. Then comes our dependence. Digital payments have become our lifeline, but it takes just one storm or system failure to snap that cord. Imagine a society built on speed and convenience suddenly slowed to cash-only trade or even simple barter. The shift feels like stepping back in time overnight. Access gaps tell another story. Rural towns, small shops, and corner markets are often hit the hardest. Without power or working networks, they can't process cards, and many don't have backup tools. For those communities, a blackout not only delays business, it halts it completely. And here's the part that stings. banks don't exactly shout these risks from the rooftops. The silence makes it feel like we're all betting on the idea that power never fails, that systems never stumble. But deep down, we know better. So the real question remains, whether blackouts reveal cracks, it's whether you've prepared for the moment those cracks widen. And that leads us to the bigger step. How can you stay one move ahead before the lights go out? The goal never aims to panic or live in a bunker. It's to stay balanced and ready. Preparation need not be extreme. Small steps can make all the difference when the lights go out. Start with cash. A small stash, maybe $50 to $100 in smaller bills, goes a long way. Gas stations, corner stores, or even neighbors will often accept only cash when systems freeze. Think of it as your lifeline in the middle of a stalled world. Next, power backup. A portable charger or small solar battery can keep your phone alive for hours, sometimes days. Communication and access to stored information stay in your hands, even when outlets fail. Then, know your bank's offline tools. Some banks allow balance checks or limited services through a phone call. Write that number down, because if the app fails, you'll want another way in. Diversify where your money lives. Don't depend on one card, one account, or one payment app. A spare debit card, maybe a cold wallet for savings, spreads out your risk. And don't forget community. During blackouts, neighbors matter more than networks. Simple barter, trading food, fuel, or supplies, still works when screens go blank. Building those ties now makes them stronger when you need them. Here's a challenge. Try a blackout day. Live cash only for 24 hours and see where the gaps appear. The test might surprise you. This sets the stage for the future of money, where planning and resilience will define how we survive every blackout. So, is digital money doomed? No. But it does need to evolve into something stronger and smarter. Our financial systems are powerful, yet they still depend on fragile networks. The question now is how to make them more resilient, not just on a technological level, but at the level of individual awareness and preparedness. One path forward is blockchain. Unlike traditional systems that rely on a central hub, blockchain spreads information across many points. That makes it harder to shut down, harder to tamper with, and more reliable in moments of disruption. It's not a perfect fix, but it offers a glimpse of a sturdier foundation for the money of the future. Governments are also experimenting with offline digital cash. Imagine tapping your phone to pay, even when the internet is out. China is already testing versions of this idea, creating digital currency that works without a live network. If it succeeds, it could reshape the way we think about access during outages and emergencies, providing an extra layer of resilience for everyday life. For now, though, we live in a hybrid world. Cash and digital both serve a purpose. Cash covers you in emergencies, while digital provides speed and convenience in daily life. Neither alone is enough. Together, they build a safer, more flexible balance. The lesson is clear. The future isn't about choosing one system over the other. It's about weaving them together. Flexibility keeps society moving when one path falters. But technology alone isn't enough. Individuals also need to stay aware, prepared, and adaptable. A small cash reserve, backup cards, offline access, and knowing how to navigate financial systems during a blackout are just as important as the innovations behind the scenes. And while technology grows smarter, the real question remains, are we, the people using it, ready to stay equally adaptable, alert, and prepared for whatever disruptions may come? Because the future of money will succeed only if both systems and individuals evolve together, building resilience from the ground up. So here's the bottom line. Digital money is convenient, but blackouts expose its limits. Take action now. Stash a bit of cash, charge a backup battery, and map out your blackout plan. I want to hear from you. Have you ever faced a sudden blackout and couldn't pay? Share your experience in the comments and let's learn from each other. If this video gave you new insights, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss tips that keep your finances secure. Stay prepared, stay confident, and stay one step ahead.